The morning light hit the mirrored towers of Midtown Manhattan, scattering gold across the busy streets below. To most, it was just another Tuesday, people rushing to work, coffee in hand, horns blaring in rhythm with the city's pulse. But for Marcus Cole, it was supposed to be the start of something new. At 42, Marcus was living proof that hard work could build an empire from nothing. Raised in a Brooklyn housing project by a single mother who worked double shifts as a nurse, he had fought his way through college, founded a small tech security firm, and turned it into one of the fastest-growing cybersecurity companies in the state. His firm, Cole Dynamics, serviced major banks, insurance networks, and several government agencies. His name was known in boardrooms, but on the streets of New York, he was just another black man in a hoodie. That morning, Marcus stopped by the Lexington Avenue branch of Empire Trust Bank. He was there to deposit $25,000, company funds meant for a new R&D initiative his team was launching that week. The teller, behind the glass, a young woman with carefully painted nails, looked at the check, then at him. Her smile faltered. Marcus was used to it. The quick glance, the hesitation, the silent question, how could someone like you have that kind of money? He offered a polite smile and slid his identification under the glass. "Just making a business deposit," he said warmly. "All in order." The teller nodded stiffly, typing with slow, deliberate keystrokes. When the receipt printed, Marcus thanked her, slipped it into his briefcase, and turned to leave. The air outside was crisp, and for a brief moment, he felt light again, proud. But then he remembered he still needed to withdraw some cash. The ATM outside the glass doors glowed in the sunlight. Marcus stepped up, inserted his first card, checked his balance, and withdrew nothing. Then he pulled out his second card, another business account. To him, this was routine. To the teller, still watching from behind the glass, it was suspicious. 2 cards, a large deposit, a man she didn't recognize. Her hand trembled slightly as she picked up the phone. "Yes, I'd like to report suspicious activity," she whispered. Marcus never saw it coming. He had just pressed the screen to confirm a withdrawal when 2 NYPD cruisers screeched to a halt behind him. Doors flew open. "Hands where we can see 'em," a voice boomed. Marcus froze, stunned. Officers, what's going on?" he asked, confused. "Don't move," shouted one of them, a tall white officer with a buzz cut. Both men had guns drawn. Passers-by slowed, phones already out. The familiar horror unfolded, the kind you see online and swear couldn't happen to someone like you. "I'm not resisting," Marcus said, raising his hands. "I just came from inside. I was making a deposit." The officer stepped closer, face twisted in suspicion. 2 cards, big cash deposit. "You think we're stupid?" Marcus blinked, still in disbelief. "Please, check my ID. My company's name is—" "Shut up and turn around," the officer barked, grabbing Marcus by the shoulder. The force sent him stumbling forward into the ATM. His briefcase fell, scattering receipts and documents across the sidewalk. Gasps rippled through the small crowd forming nearby. A mother shielded her child. Someone whispered, "What'd he do?" Another muttered, "Probably stole it." Marcus's face pressed against cold glass. "I'm not a criminal," he managed, voice cracking. "I'm the CEO of a tech firm. The money's mine." The officer laughed under his breath. "Yeah, sure you are." And with a metallic click, the cuffs snapped shut around his wrists. Inside the bank, the teller watched through the glass. She told herself she had done the right thing, that she was just following procedure. But as she watched Marcus shoved toward the squad car, guilt flickered behind her eyes. Outside, the chaos grew. News traveled fast in New York. Someone live-streamed the scene. "They just arrested this guy for using an ATM. He said he owns a tech company." By the time Marcus was shoved into the back seat of the police car, his dignity had already been stripped away. The drive to the precinct was silent, save for the crackle of the radio. One officer typed on his onboard tablet, running Marcus's name. A pause, then his expression shifted. "Sergeant, you might want to see this." The lead officer glanced at the screen, then went pale. Marcus Cole, CEO of Cole Dynamics, partnered with federal cybersecurity agencies. No criminal record. Commendations for tech innovation. The silence that followed was heavier than the city's noise outside. Within minutes, phone calls began flying. Lawyers, news outlets, city officials. By noon, the footage was everywhere. Black CEO wrongfully arrested outside NYC bank. The officers who detained him were suspended. The teller's statement went viral, a case study in racial profiling. But Marcus? He didn't celebrate.
Make it a little bit faster. He sat in his penthouse that night, staring at the skyline, the city he helped protect through his company's systems. His reflection in the glass looked tired, hollow. He whispered to himself, "I built this city's security, and still, I was never safe." His phone buzzed, messages of outrage, support, apologies. None of them mattered. The wound wasn't physical, it was deeper. Success hadn't shielded him, it had only made his fall more public. He closed his eyes and remembered his father's words. "Son, no matter how high you climb, some people will only see the ground beneath your feet." And in that moment, Marcus understood the chains weren't metal anymore. They were perception. They were the invisible weight that no achievement could break. If Marcus's story moved you, remember, injustice doesn't disappear just because someone makes it. Share this story. Like, comment, and subscribe to True Crime Files TV stories for more powerful true stories that challenge prejudice and celebrate resilience. Because silence never changed anything, but awareness can.